Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Brotel. Today I'm bringing you guys the second Grand Hero review featuring the infamous Zephiel. And in this video I'll be doing a review on Zephiel's base kit, then a couple of inheritance builds afterwards. Hopefully you guys were able to clear his stage and obtain him. If you are having trouble, I have a playthrough video where I use 4 different teams. Maybe that video could help you out a little bit. You can find it at the end of this video and in the description below. Alright, so here is Zephiel the Liberator. Remember that the stats are base stats without weapon or passives included, and he is a free-to-play hero, so he will not have positive or negative IVs. Anyways, he is a red sword armor type, and his max raw stats are 55 HP, 35 attack, 16 speed, 38 defense, and 24 resistance. Stat wise, this guy is pretty insane. He has the highest HP in the game, and combine that with 38 defense and a respectable 24 resistance, this guy survives against a wide variety of enemies. So after breaking a couple of stat records, he breaks another with his 16 speed. He overthrows Sophia as the new slowest character in the game. I mean, that's to be expected from armor types though. They're usually really slow. The only exception is Drog. For some reason he's super fast. Zephiel wields a unique weapon, which I'm going to call it Egg Sacs. He's the only Grand Hero battle unit to have a unique weapon so far, which is pretty dope. Egg Sacs increases his attack to 51 and has a built-in threat defense 2 effect. This effect is useful for him because he has low speed, so it's impossible for him to double anyone in the game, and he is going to heavily rely on 2 things. 1, one-shotting enemies, or 2, drawing out fights with his bulkiness. Threat and defense 2 is a powerful effect on a weapon and is probably one of the better weapon effects out there. His special is Reprisal. Is a 2-charge special that grants him 30% damage based off of missing HP. This special is great on him since he has such a big health pool. I mean, there are a lot of other specials that allow him to do more damage, but do you really need more damage on him? Zephiel already has high attack, so he's going to take a good chunk of health from enemies, and Reprisal with 30% damage is really all you need. So he has one of the best, if not the best, A passive in the game, and that's Life and Death. You probably want to swap this skill for something else. It does more harm than good on Zephiel. The only stat he benefits from this skill is the attack boost. I mean, his speed was already shit, and it just becomes shit, and more importantly, his defensive stats just get worse. Passive B is Warrior Fighter 3. I believe he is the only other hero besides Effie that has this ability. It's one of the reasons why he survives against some of the enemies out there. Without Warrior Fighter, he gets 1 round KO'd by 14 more heroes. Actually, if you take off Life and Death, no hero in the game can one-shot Zephiel. So pair him up with a healer that has Rehabilitate, and that'll let him heal back up to full HP, and he can reuse Warrior Fighter's effect over and over again. Overall, Zephiel's awesome. He comes with great stats and skills. His base kit is definitely usable as he can one-shot 20 heroes and survive every single counterattack. The only other red armor unit is Drog, and I don't want to talk about which one's better, but they both are excellent units. They just have different playstyles since Drog is tanky, fast, and has less of a punch, while Zephiel is this tanky, slow, hard-hitting dude. So if you don't like Zephiel and you're wondering about inheritable skills, he's got 2 popular skills, which are Life and Death and Warrior Fighter 3. However, if you can, I would recommend promoting this guy to 5 stars, and if you have feathers laying around, then promote the 3-star version as well and fuse them together to get that 40+1. Alright, so I got 2 builds for Zephiel. I guess you could call this one a budget build. For obvious reasons, we are going to keep Egg Sacs and Warrior Fighter for both of these builds. Pivot is always a great choice for the assist slot for armor types. Since they can only move 1 space at a time, Pivot comes in handy to get around the map faster. And if you use it on a flyer, you can do some cheesy stuff with it, like jumping over mountains, rivers, and lava. For the special, I chose to keep Reprisal over Bonfire. Bonfire would have been the obvious choice since it's the special that gives him the best results and does well in all situations. But if you really think about it, with Egg Sacs effect, Zephiel is essentially getting 58 attack. Not a lot of enemies can survive 2 hits from this guy. Actually, after looking at the calculator, it looks like he can 2-shot all the heroes besides some of the blue lance types out there. There's also another reason. With Warrior Fighter, Zephiel can't get doubled above 50% HP. In most cases, you are going to use Zephiel for bait and countering since he can only move 1 space. So what that means is Zephiel is only going to build 2 charge per fight, which is perfect for a 2-charge special like Reprisal. Now, the passive A slot is very limited for Zephiel. I could only choose between 3. The 2 for this build were Death Blow 3 and Attack Plus 3. I'll talk about the third one in the second build. The reason I chose Attack Plus 3 is like what I said before. Zephiel can only move 1 space, so he's going to have a hard time reaching enemies, so he's going to bait and counter a lot. Attack Plus 3 will still give him enough attack to 2-shot heroes just like Death Blow, but will give him that extra attack on both phases. Threat and Attack is the C passive because it allows Zephiel to tank and beat lance types in a 1v1. If you can get Egg Sacs effect and and throw an attack off on a base Effie, Zephiel can actually win the fight with 4 HP remaining as long as he was the one that initiated the fight. Like I said, this is a budget build, so it's going to be cheap. 2 4-stars and 1 3-star. Total SP is going to be 1065. The second build is a defensive one. It plays out exactly like Lucas's tank build, but I think Zephiel can do it better. Zephiel is better defensively than Lucas because he has access to Warrior Fighter and has 7 more resistance, which prevents every mage from killing him in 1 round. The key skill here is Fortress Defense. It'll boost his defense to 43 while lowering his attack to 48. 48 attack is still really high, and he's still going to 2-shot a lot of enemies out there, especially after using X-Axe effect. Bonfire is the special. It allows Zephiel to 1-shot 67 heroes. The 3 charge should be easy to build up, especially with a healer behind Zephiel. I mean, the strongest reds only do about, on average, maybe 7 damage to him. However, hard hitting blues like Effie and Ephraim can still do around 20 to 25 damage. Passive C, I chose Savage Blow. If you can imagine, with Zephiel as your frontline hero, he's going to attract and tank a lot of enemies. Savage Blow's AoE damage can come in handy, especially on maps with choke points. Throw and Attack 3 is another option, but I felt as though Zephiel was already tanky enough from the +5 defense from Fortress Defense. But you can still use it on him, and it'll just make Zephiel a lot more tankier. This build is going to be a lot more expensive because of Fortress Defense. The total SP is 1725. Okay dude, Zephiel is such a great hero. Definitely try and get him if you haven't already. He comes with great skills, and you don't really have to give him much for him to become effective. His base kit is already usable as long as you get rid of Life and Death 3. And hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you did, don't forget to like it. I'll be doing more of these, so subscribe if you want to see more of that. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.